G'day, welcome to Cptn Jacks at home. Thanks for purchasing, thanks for joining us. I'm going to show you how we're going to piece together this dinner that you've ordered. We're going to start with what you need to get the show on the road. So first things first, you're going to need a pot on and full of boiling water before we start. I'm going to use this, but you can have a colander ready in the sink if you don't have something like that. We're going to need a fry pan, which I'll take you through in a minute, and you're also going to need 2 stainless steel bowls or salad bowls, something similar, and an array of plates. I would recommend you set the table before you start so you've got your cutlery and your plates ready to go. So we're going to have a cold starter, which is going to be our salmon. We're going to have a green salad. Those we're going to do first. These 2 dishes are hot and these are dessert. Okay? You need a cutting board as well. Then you're going to start unpacking your bag. Yours will look the same as ours. So I'm going to unload it in the order in which the plates are. So keeping everything organised and sorted. We have garnish leaves. They go across all the savoury dishes, so we'll keep that up this end. Cooking oil you'll need as well. There's a garnish for the beef. This is prawns. Sweet chili sauce, or hot and sour dressing, we call it. Here's our beef. We're going to put that straight into the boiling water. It's going to take about 15 minutes. It's already cooked, it's just to warm it through, right? Panna cotta. You'll have 2. I'm going to only plate 1, so I'm going to lose this plate because we don't need 2 here tonight. We have our beef. That's our homemade noodles. This is the dressing for those. Our Chinese greens. This is our salad. This is the salad bowl. That's the dressing for the salad. We've got a little RV on there so we don't mix up these 2 dressings when we're putting it together. Here is your first cold starter. This is the salmon. Pretty much everything you need is in the box. It's pre-cut. That's our dressing. There's not very much of it because we don't need very much of it. And this is a crispy garnish of the salmon crackle and some ginger. Right. And here we have our prawns. So we've put our beef in the water ready to go. That's going to need more time than our greens and our noodles, so we're going to wait on that. Now we're going to fire up a fry pan. Get that hot for our prawns. So I'm going to do all of this quite fast. You can stretch it out if you need to. And you can start with your starters, your prawns and your salmon if you like. But I'm going to dish it up all at the same time because I think you can sort of trade around the table when you're eating. So that's done. See you later. Prawns ready. We'll open those. You want them ready for when your pan's hot. A little bit of cooking oil in the pan. And I'm going to go on with plating my salad. Really simple. I use my hands, you can use tongs. There's a little bit of crispy things in there, all different leaves and some radishes. I'm just going to plate that all up. Try and keep some of the nice colours for the top. Just like that. And dressing. A little bit early on this is fine too. It'll soften the leaves. Just try and work it around so it runs all the way through. That's that done. Pan's still getting hot, so watch that. A little bit of multitasking going on. When your oil is smoking, you're probably not going to stick. So I'm going to go shell down to start. Chefy tip also, drop the prawn away from yourself so the oil splashes in the other direction. And then I'm going to back the heat off a little bit on that just so we're not too fast and we can manage ourselves, alright? Again, beef's in the water, putting away, and we can start plating our salmon. So like I said, this is already pre-cut. And be careful when we take it out of the bag, because the less we meddle with it, the nicer your plate up's going to be. So, take that out nice and neat, and then I'm just going to, one by one, try and keep it all in a nice line, and nice and condensed, about 8 slices, so pace yourself. Nice and easy. Clean up the drips, man. Nice and easy. We're going to do a dressing. This can go on a little bit early. It's got some black vinegar in it. It'll start to set the fish from the acid. You've got as much as you need in, so you can use the whole container. Now, these garnish leaves go across all dishes. So we've got a little mix of things. All of the leaves work well. Sparse is good. Right. Nice and neat. Set that aside for our later dishes. And here we have some salmon crackle and our crispy fried ginger. So prawns are good for a little flip now, so we're going to turn them. So we're talking, like I said, we've reduced the heat on the pan just that little bit so that we're not too aggressive in the pan. So that was about 3 or 4 minutes on the first side till we start seeing some white colour and the opaque starting to go from the middle of the prawns, and then we're going to turn them over. The reason why we start on the shells is because all the marinade's on the inside. The marinade, the onions and garlic will burn slightly quickly. So we're pretty much cooked now. So what I'm going to do is turn them back over. The shells will protect them a little bit, and this pan will keep them hot. Not too long on prawns. It's very hard to undercook them. Alright, so that's those. Off the heat. Our beef's still putting away nicely. Now we'll go to plating our prawns. Now notice I've taken that off the heat. The sauce that goes with those, it's started with a sugar caramel with lime, chili, garlic. This will burn if you cook the prawns in it. So always at the end, after the aggression in the pan is gone, a little bit on all of them, spread it around a little bit. It's hot and sour. There we go. Now we're going to plate these up. Just straight in the middle on top of each other. You can put that pan juice in there as well. And again, a few of your garnish leaves across all savoury dishes. Nice and simple, and sparse again. So now we've had our beef in for probably 8, pushing on 9 minutes now. Our greens, going to take a little longer than our house-made noodles. House-made noodles have been pre-blanched for you, so you don't want them in for too long. So I'm going to add the greens, Chinese broccoli. Some of these stalks take a little bit of time. We're looking at about 2 to 3 minutes on those, and maybe a minute and a half on the noodles. So, again, ready with our dressing for our noodles, and this is where our first stainless steel bowl comes in. It's our noodles. And so the second stainless steel bowl is going to be, we're going to open our beef, pop our beef in the bowl, then save the sauce in our bag. I've kept a container here for that, so that I can stand the bag up so it doesn't spill everywhere. You'll see in a minute when we do that. So 3 minutes on the broccoli, minute and a half on the pasta. We've been pushing over just over a minute now. We're going to put these 2 lots of noodles. Now we put these noodles, if you guys wanted to, you could plate this over 2 plates, but I've said we're going to set the table and then we're going to put this out as a sort of shared banquet. So this is how I'm going to do it. So those 2 can go in. Just like so. So if you've put those in the water with your bag because you've set up a colander, you'll just take the bag out and then you'll strain the greens and the noodles in the colander, and you'll be in the same place that I am. And like I said before, you could go and put these 2 entrees on the table, start your meal, and then start with your 15 minutes beef, 8 minutes later greens, noodles, and then plate up your main course. You could do that over 2 plates, right? So that's pretty much it. I reckon we're ready on those pasta just about. We've got everything in place. So I'm gonna grab that beef out. It should be nice and warm. Into the bowl. I'm gonna open that. So obviously there's some sauce with this. We want to keep that. That's what this container was for, right? So we're going to carve this. This is what the knife's for. Noodles out. So you want to make sure that all of the liquid's gone from this because it'll dilute your dressing for it. We don't want that. All right, into our bowl. The whole container of dressing. Happy days. Beef. Just pick that up on the knife just like that. Plate our noodles. Just straight into the middle of the bowl, let it fall as it may. All good. Beef on top, like so. Now our beef sauce. And again, these for garnish. And this is toasted white and black sesame seeds and chili threads. That's the last component to our savoury courses. Put it all in there. It's a nice textural element, gives some savoury nuttiness. Welcome back. Time to play dessert. probably enjoyed your main courses, I hope. So we're going to take the top off this panna cotta. All of these labels they're by dish, so you don't forget anything or you don't muddle things up. You know, we're not supplying you with a menu, so that's what that is. So here, I'm going to take no chances. I'm going to take the plate to the panna cotta mold and turn it straight over, right? Don't hesitate, otherwise we're in trouble, right? So, a little bit of a mess, that's okay. We can fix that. So, white chocolate ganache everywhere, all over it. Right. So the green tea panna cotta is a little dry and not so sweet. The white chocolate makes up for that more than enough. We've got a little bit of freeze-dried garnish here. We've got freeze-dried mandarin, freeze-dried coconut. I'm just going to pop that about the place. No real rhyme or reason, just spread it out so that you can trade it through all of your mouthfuls. That's that.